Hey Ben, here's a little preview of what iRacing looks like. Okay, after you log in here, you go to this is your home page here, and you see all sorts of stuff here. You have a couple of main tabs here. This is the one you'd click on, and you can test different tracks. And uh, this is Race Now, and you have all sorts of categories that you can race in. You start off as a rookie driver, and you have to work your way up from rookie to Class D, C, etc. on up, and it'll show you all the both oval and road courses that you're eligible for at your point in your career. And of course, racing is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All of the different categories, they have their they don't all start like say 6:30, 7:30. Some may start at 6:15, some may start right on the hour. And this pickup cup here, for instance, they're every hour on the hour at 6:30. I believe it's like 40 or 45 lap races, I believe. And that one is it's a fixed series, meaning that you don't have to mess with the setup. Everybody runs the same setup. And there's a whole lot to. I'm not going to get into that too much because there's so much there that you can get into. We're just going to go to let's go to Talladega. Just what you guys are running this weekend. We're going to select the Lara DW12, and we'll go here and select Talladega. Let's see. Scroll down a little bit. Talladega. Okay. Run in the afternoon, and then we just hit test car on track, and then it starts to load the track, and that's going to take about a minute, so I'm going to edit that part out, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, here we are at the track here, and at beautiful Talladega. And as you can go, you have your options here. You can go in there, pretty much the same thing like R Factor or Auto Ballista, your wheel settings and whatnot, calibrate your wheel and force feedback, whatnot. And depending on what class you're driving in, some of these things are allowed and some aren't. You have the brake assistance and whatnot. You can use those, or auto shift. Sometimes I'm lazy, I'll just put auto shift on when I feel like just playing around. But the leagues that I run in, it's mandatory that you use manual shifting anyway, and I just select auto clutch. And all this, once I've got it set, I pretty much just leave it the same. So, and then you have all sorts of things, your different options, pre-assigned buttons, for if you don't want to use chat. If you don't want to talk over TeamSpeak, you can just chat your messages, pit in, pit out, whatnot, assign that to a button. Of course, your graphics setups and everything, replay, your sound settings, and of course your control settings, all the different things that you can use. Their cars have the push to pass feature there, of course speed limiter, and that's about it for that. Okay, we go to the garage, and everything is going to be pretty much, it's not going to be anything really new. It's just a different layout and looks a little different. You do have when you're online, you do have iRacing setups that you can pick. Like I say, we're at Talladega here. There is a default Talladega, where is it? Right there. Both racing and qualifying setup that you can use if you want to, but you don't have to use it. So I'm just going to stay with the setup that I already have in here. And of course, you can make all these changes here. Your tires and aero, your chassis changes, all the same stuff that you would see in the other sims, drivetrain and whatnot. And of course, you save them. You can share. It's very easy to share. You just select there, and if you want to share with one person or everyone, you can do that. Okay, let's get out of there and let's go on the track here, and we'll get in the car. In iRacing, oops, let me adjust my camera a little bit. Whoops. You only have one view. It's the in-car view, and because they try to keep it as realistic as possible. You notice here we have these are called black boxes right here, They show different information. There's different ones. This main one here shows your timing right there. Then you have your standings. That's the standings as they happen in the race. This one's relative. You know, show your where you are based on other people around you, and then of course you have fuel, and they have what's called fast repairs. Our league, depending on which division you're running in, the DW12s, they have 3 fast repairs. So if you get really tore up, you can just come in and use one, and it makes your car brand new all over again, or at least it tries to. Sometimes if a car is really bad, I'm not sure if the fast repair, I've never had one be messed up that much, but sometimes I've used a repair and it doesn't quite feel the same. So that's kind of an interesting little twist there. Of course, you can replace your tires, and I think one thing that's different in this sim is that the tire info here always shows you the tire temperatures of the set that you just took off the car, not the current set. It doesn't show you the real-time tire wear and temperatures, and as they're wearing down, you can only see it after you change the tires. Again, I think they're kind of just looking for realism when they do that. Of course, you have some pit stop adjustments, and all this stuff you can map to your wheel. You don't have to use these here. You know, if you have like a G29 or something that has a lot of buttons on it, you can map all that stuff to the wheel. So we're going to leave that there. One thing I like about this, you know, you have your speedometer here, and you got your what's the word? You know, showing your telemetry here for your steering wheel and your gas and brake, clutch, whatnot. These boxes you can move, and you notice my rearview mirror is down a little low here. What I can do is press Alt and K. That highlights all of that, so I can drag this. I can put it anywhere I want to, really. I can put it down there if I wanted to, but we'll just go ahead and put it up there out the way. And for this car, we're going to move that up. I usually try to have this up here. Now, this particular box will go away once you leave the pits, and if you're under caution, it'll tell you what car to get behind or whether to pass a car or whatnot. But I try to leave that up there so I can see the RPM lights here and everything. And I put this, the default setting for this is over in the corner somewhere, pretty much like R Factor and Autoballista, but you have the option of, obviously, just like you see, just moving this around wherever you want to have it. And I like having everything clustered right here in the middle so I can see it. And so we're going to hit Alt K again to close that. This is a nice one here for testing purposes. Shows all your laps, you know, your best lap, and just like in the other mod, it shows your progress, whether you're doing better or worse than your best lap or just session lap. So let's go ahead and take this thing out on the track a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and pit here. You don't have to request a pit. If you want a pit, you can just go ahead and, you know, turn in anytime you want to. The crew will always be ready for you. Of course, you do like everything else. You got your speed, pit road speed limiter and everything, and it'll always pop up and tell you what it is. And for the sake of keeping the video short, I just did 1 or 2 laps around, just to give you an idea of what it looks like inside the mod here. Let me come on down here and see. I could have selected this box and told. Whoops, I'm sorry. Could have did that one to change how much fuel I get, or whether or not to change the tires. Then we go ahead and fill it up. And I usually just leave it right there when I'm testing, just to see what my lap times are doing. And we'll go ahead and shut her down and press and hold the escape button to get out. Of course, you have your controls here to replay and everything. All this stays down there all the time when you're out of the car. If there were other drivers in the car, turn that noise off. If there were other drivers out on the track already, you could click here and see who's out here, and you can just click on them to go right to their car, or just look at their laps, individual laps for that driver, just to see how they're doing. This gives you information here, just showing you what track conditions, weather and whatnot, and what are the rules, how the track is and everything. And that's it basically. And it's a pretty cool mod, and so hopefully you will might want to check it out sometime, and hope you enjoyed the video.